Okay, so one of the most difficult things I've ever had to do in my life is to be able to sit and to listen to another person speak, whether that just be them venting or whatever, without feeling the urge or need. Some of you'll understand where I'm coming from with this, the urge or need to have to give any advice or input, or even just to relatability. You know, when you get the urge to tell them a story about something you went through that's similar to what they're speaking about, just so that you can have something in common because you want to show that you're actually caring and interested. Anyways, to sit and listen and actually absorb what it is that they're saying, hear them out, let them vent, let them speak about what they need to speak about, all that. I'm learning still to this day, okay? I'm still learning how to do that because of the fact that the household that I kind of grew up in was more like everybody was like talking over each other to get the last word in, or same idea. We all kind of had the same mentality where we had to get speak what was on our mind before we forget sort of energy. And especially when it became to when it came to certain situations where we were in disagreements or something like that, everybody had to argue with each other or get over one on each other, or pretty much have the last word. A lot of shouting and stuff. It wasn't the most fully functional, but whose family is, right? Nobody's perfect. And I've had to learn over the years, one, how to slow down my speech, two, how to articulate what it is that I'm saying, three, how to pick up and read, not energies, but people's gestures and micro gestures and facial gestures for social integration, and also how to listen, which has been my biggest challenge thus far. I think just to be able to sit and listen to somebody, especially if let's say they're upset about something, they just want to rant, instead of opening your mouth, whether or not you agree with them or whether or not you feel the need to put input or advice or something, unless they're saying anything to ask you a question and involving you, just listen. And so this is something I'm practicing with. I'm kind of enjoying it, because not only am I getting to know the other person, it's like a less selfish way of communicating with a person. And it's not to say that I was purposefully being selfish before. It's just what I was learned. It's just what I grew up with and how I was kind of programmed. So I'm relearning certain things, especially etiquette, and actually taking into consideration what the other person's saying. That doesn't necessarily have to do with something I like or something I want to talk about or something like that, but actually just listen to them for the sake of listening to them because I respect them. So, not sure if you had an issue of this sort of thing on your own, but it does take patience, and don't be too hard on yourself. Once you acknowledge it and you start to work on it, allow yourself to mull things over. Let's say somebody says something, you're like, oh, I don't agree with it. Be like, you don't need to respond to this right now. You understand where they're coming from, and you also understand what your side is, but you do not have to feel compelled to speak that out loud. Or they're telling you a story and you think of something right away and be like, yes, you do have something to add to it, but right now just listen to what it is that they're saying, instead of trying to relate to them when it comes to whatever topic they're speaking about, that sort of thing. So I just want to jot that down. I don't know if that helps, but I think most of us have done it. Some of us are more talented at cutting people off than others, and it's not always a respectful thing to do, but it is a habit and it is learned, I would say. And a lot of people on the spectrum as well don't have that sort of filter, and it's nothing to do with being ignorant or rude to the other person, so to speak. It's just the way that their brains function, and other ways of being socially integrated can be taught. So I don't know if that helps, but yeah.